Ladies and gentlemen, this is a day I've been waiting for since Ilya Topuria knocked my boy out. Volkanovski is finally returning, and today we're going to predict, discuss, break down UFC 314. It's a really, really good card, even though we do open with the women's fight. But make sure you guys like and sub. Let's get right into it.
I'm gonna nut in your ass and come on your boobies.
So, starting with said women's fight, I'll go Hailey, Cowan. It's women's MMA. All right, moving on. Marco Tulio. I'll just go Hailey, Cowan via fucking decision. I mean, what do you want me? It's women's MMA. Tresean Gore versus Marco Tulio. This is a good fight. Tulio's coming off of a win against Ihor Peteria, I want to say. Tresean Gore, I believe he's also coming off of a win. I'll go Tulio. I'll go Marco Tulio. Middleweights, unranked. Tresean Gore's kind of like a win-win, lose-one, or he'll like lose one, win two. He lost to Brian Battle. He lost to Cody Brundage. Not the best. Tulio only has one loss on his record. I don't know who it's against, but I don't know. I just trust Tulio a little more. He's fresher to the UFC. This is only his second fight, I believe, in the company. Yeah, I'm going Marco Tulio. Honestly, Marco Tulio decision knockout. Cool, I guess. First round knockout. Mudaerji versus Mitch Raposo. I'll go Mitch Raposo. Mudaerji's already on like a 4-fight losing streak. It's not funny. It's just he's just staring at me too. He's on a 4-fight losing streak. Mitch Raposo, I believe he's the younger guy. I know he's coming off of a loss himself, but again, it's like unranked flyweights. It's kind of hard to predict, but I think Raposo is probably. I think he's got this one. Mudaerji is, unfortunately, he's not. Bro, he lost to Matt Schnell. That's all I gotta say. I'll go Mitch Raposo, probably decision, maybe a late rounds finish. Boot Gang versus he does it like Boot Gang. Cedric Dumas versus Michal Oleksiejczuk. I like Oleksiejczuk. He's very tough. He's durable. He had a decent performance. Well, he lost, but he did all right against Shara. I mean, let's go through it. He lost to Shara. He got subbed by Kevin Holland. He also lost to Michal. I'm going to have to. Yeah, he's like on like a 4-fight losing. I'll go with, I think Dumas. My whole screen just glitched. I think Dumas is, he's coming off of a win, I'm pretty sure. But he's lost fight. I mean, he's shit too, bro. This whole sport is shit. The early prelims are not good, bro. But I'll go Dumas, I guess. Cedric Dumas, maybe decision. I don't think Oleksiejczuk is going to get finished. He's got a good chin. Pretty durable guy. Moving on to the prelims. Darren Elkins, the oldest man in the UFC. How is he still in the sport? Versus Julian Erosa. Julian Erosa is a journeyman, but he just beat Christian Rodriguez. How do I predict this sport? Julian Erosa, seriously, he's actually a journeyman. He lost to like everybody. Then he just randomly beats Christian Rodriguez last year. Meanwhile, Darren Elkins is also a journeyman, but he's an older journeyman. Two journeymen going at it. Both guys are kind of mid. Julian Erosa, I'll go Julian Erosa. Darren Elkins is just, how do you pick a Darren Elkins fight in the year 2025? It's just, what do you guys want me to do? Julian Erosa by decision, I guess. He's too shit to get a finish. Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. Now, this is a good fight. I'll go Chase Hooper. He kind of looks like. Do we have the same haircut? I think his curls are a little better, but no, I'll go Chase Hooper. Jim Miller. I will actually go Chase Hooper by decision. Obviously, Chase Hooper has been getting a lot of finishes recently. And he's very good at getting submissions. Oh man, that performance against Uros Medic, was it? Was it Uros Medic? No. Well, Clay Guida he finished. Borshev, not Uros Medic. Borshev. Why did I say Uros Medic? Who's Uros Medic? What the? Okay, Yeah, this is Chase Hooper is gonna beat Jim Miller. He didn't finish Borshev though. I'm pretty sure. Well, I think they ended up stopping it, but Borshev like protesting the finish or something. I think Chase Hooper actually. I think Jim Miller's tough enough to not get finished by Chase Hooper. He's decent enough on the ground. He's strong enough. I think it'll be a very dominant fight from Chase Hooper, potentially a 10-8. Jim Miller will come out pretty strong in the first round, but I got Chase Hooper by very clear 30-27, 30-26 decision. I think he's simply just going to mirage Jim Miller. Virna Jandiroba versus Xiaonan, the people's main event. I'll go Xiaonan, I guess. Virna Jandiroba is all right. I mean, it's women's MMA. How do I predict this sport? I'll go Xiaonan, I guess. She has power, decent on the ground. Couldn't get subbed by Zhang Weili. Jandiroba, what's her name? Jandiroba. This young man, Virna Jandiroba, he's very good, but I can't see him subbing. I mean, who did he sub? He subbed Amanda Lemos. Who cares? Amanda Lemos was shit. Like, she's terrible. If you look at her last fight against Yasmin Lucindo, that's not that impressive. I know Yan Xiaonan is coming off of a Tracy Cortez win or something. Who cares? Yan Xiaonan by decision. It's women's MMA. Finally, we're at the end of the prelims. Danny Gay, Sean Woodson. I'll go with Sean Woodson. I like Sean Woodson. He had a pretty cool finish in his last fight. You know, Danny Gay's good. He's got good power. He dropped Lerone Murphy. He almost stopped. He didn't almost stop him, but he did really good against Diego Lopez in the third round. But Sean Woodson has been on a roll. He's got good reach. He's got good power, obviously. Pretty good cardio for 3 rounds. I think he's just going to be able to keep Danny Gay far enough and then just, be able to land on him. I mean, Danny Gay's got a good chin, so he's not going to get finished, but it'll be hard for Danny Gay to get on the inside and to find his range. Woodson is just too rangy for him. He's pretty decent at getting up, and his grappling is pretty decent as well, so he's not going to get held down by Danny Gay. Danny Gay's he's not really a super grappler anyway, so I got Sean Woodson by 30-27, maybe 29-28. Maybe Danny Gay has a really strong first round where he kind of goes at Sean Woodson, but I think Sean Woodson will get this one done. And this is a good fight, to be honest with you. I think this could be a really fun fight, or it could just be super dominant from Woodson, but either way, I'm looking forward to it. So that's the end of the prelims. And now we go on to the main card. So obviously, this card lost. What did it? Oh my God, Pratis versus Jeff Neal. But it's still a pretty good main card. So they bumped Reyes and Krylov to the main card. Is it weird? I kind of wish Woodson and Ige was on the main. Actually, no, this is fine. Actually, Hooper. They could have. They could have put Hooper and Jim Miller on the main card. I'm excited for Krylov Reyes. I really am not super confident on this one. I'm not very confident on this pick. Krylov is very good. Great power. Really underrated. Dominick Reyes has put together a decent winning streak, but really when you look at who he's beaten, it's kind of like... Well, he's coming off of only 2 wins? What? I swear he was on like a 3-fight winning streak. Oh no, he lost to Ryan Spann. Then he went away for like 2 years. Then he came back, beat Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith. Like, my grandma could beat Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith. Like, that's the problem. And if you look at Krylov, let's look at Krylov real quick. Krylov beat Ryan Spann. But this was in 2023, though. He's been gone for like 2 years, bro. Beat Ryan Spann. Beat Volkan Ozdemir. Beat Gustafsson. Beat Paul Craig. Lost to Paul Craig. Lost to Ankalaev. But he last fought in 2023. His last one is Ryan Spann by submission. Then he took Ozdemir to a decision. Ozdemir's got a good chin, though, to be fair, even though he got finished by Yair. Gustafsson, he KO'd in the first round, but that was like a wash. Gustafsson. He beat Ryan Spann first round submission, but Ryan Spann is not. I don't rate Ryan Spann. That's the thing. And Dominick Reyes. So both this is why this is a toss up for me. And I wish they had odds here because I'd like to know who's the underdog and who's the favorite. Because I mean, I don't really bet. I don't care about that, but it'd be interesting to see. I'm gonna be one of the few guys. I'll go Dominick Reyes. More momentum, more active. He seems to be his striking isn't the best, but he's doing all right. Like he's been doing all right on the feet. He knocked out Jacoby and then he finished Anthony Smith. Whereas Krylov, it's like, all right, he subbed Ryan Spann. But you got to remember, this was in 2023. The inactivity worries me, Why was he gone for 2 years? And you're going against a guy, Dominick Reyes, who's like, this is the most motivated he's been in probably a very long time in his life, in his UFC career. He's going for. He's on a decent winning streak. It's only 2 fights, but he's on a 2-fight winning streak. Finally, right after years. Is Krylov better than Reyes? Yeah, probably, but his last fight was 2 years ago, man. You know what's so funny? I was going to go Krylov until I broke this down. Now I'm going Dominick Reyes. I don't care. I'll go Dominick Reyes via decision. I'll go Dominick Reyes via decision. I'll go Dominick Reyes via 29-28. Like a really close decision. Someone might get dropped at some point in this fight, or maybe Krylov might have a really close submission or something, but I think it will just be I could see it even being a little bit boring, to be honest. I could see it being like, all right, the first round's kind of fun, second round's okay, then third round is just both guys are just gassed, just throwing. Because Krylov hasn't fought in 2 years. I feel like people are not taking that in. When everyone's picking Krylov, it's like, dude, I got Krylov because he's a better... But he hasn't fought in 2 years, though. Yeah, I'm going to go Dominick Reyes by decision. I just... Yeah, that's my pick. Yair Rodriguez, Patricio... Whatever this guy's name is from the... Where is he from again? 1FC? Yeah. No, PFL. Patricio Pitbull. Oh, this is tough. Another really close. Every fight on this main card is like razor close. I don't even know my picks for the other fights on this card yet. Well, I do, but I have an idea, but I don't really. Yair Rodriguez is good, but he's inactive. He fights once a year. He's not really like improving his game. I feel like Yair Rodriguez doesn't go into fights adding new things. To be fair, he always has like. He's always been dynamic. So what more could he add? He already does cartwheel kicks and shit. Patricio Pitbull, this is his debut. He's not looked the best in his last couple of fights, to be fair. He's older. He's about 36, 37, I want to say. Yair got subbed by Brian Ortega. Got finished by Volk. He subbed Josh Emmett, which has aged all right. Patricio Pitbull. Damn, this is tough. I'm gonna go Patricio Pitbull. I think so. Vibe, smudgy type decision. I can't see him subbing Yair. I can't see him knocking out Yair. I could see him kind of just getting a pretty grappling heavy decision. I think Yair Rodriguez is really good. But like he's the embodiment of like what does he even do? Like you know that meme? Like he'll just fight once a year, dip off, never see him again. He comes back and either wins pretty like in a pretty like decent performance, or he just loses in like a terrible fashion. So like, dude, you got subbed by Brian Ortega, man. I'd actually like for Yair to win, because imagine Yair Rodriguez, Diego Lopez. Well, I'm not picking Diego. Spoiler alert. Well, am I though? I'll go Patricio Pitbull. Via 30-27, 29-28. Grappling, offensive, heavy decision. Yair, yes, he has a couple of subs, I want to say, in his career. I know he subbed Josh Emmett, that's for sure. But Pitbull is a decent grappler. He's got that stocky build. I think he's going to be ready. He's going to come into this super motivated, bro. I mean, I know people are like, oh, you know, his last couple fights he didn't look the best, but he probably was not in the right, like, mindset. I mean, the guy probably didn't want to be there. I believe his last couple of fights were in PFL, right? Even though I saw someone say they were in Ryzen. But nonetheless, like, you think he wants to be fighting in the PFL or Ryzen? He wanted out of his contract for a while, so now he's in the UFC. He's going to have a fire under him. He's going to want to put on the best performance. This is going to be his big moment, but it'll probably just be a pretty mid performance, though, let's be honest, because Yair is good, but Pitbull, he'll probably just win a pretty stale decision. Let's just be honest here. This is a fight right here, guys. This is a fight right here. Lord Gene Silva, Bryce Mitchell. I have been going back and forth on this fight for months. Not months, since it's been announced, which has been about a month. A month and a half. Less than a month. I don't know. I don't know time anymore. This fight, man. Like my initial pick for a while was Gene Silva. Gene Silva's going to knock out Bryce Mitchell. Gene Silva's going to knock out Bryce Mitchell. Gene Silva's going to knock out Bryce Mitchell. And Bryce Mitchell, on the other hand, but he's been knocked out. The thing is, Bryce Mitchell has been knocked out. And yes, he's only been knocked out by the best, right? Like, if you want to go through Bryce Mitchell's kind of last couple of fights a little bit, he knocked out Cron Gracie with wasn't it like a slam? He knocked out Cron Gracie. He gets flatline KO'd by Josh Emmett. He beats Dan Ige in a really good fight, to be fair. Which people said that was a robbery and Ige should have got it. I think that was a fair decision. He gets flatlined by Ilya Topuria. So, no, he gets subbed by Ilya, but he got dropped by Ilya as well. Beats Edson Barboza. When the fuck did he... I actually do remember the Barboza fight. This is a really tough one. Because Gene Silva, though he's knocking out everybody, who is he really knocking out? Bagdasarian, which I thought was the most easiest pick of the year. I was like, dude, how are people picking Bagdasarian to even... Not even to win, but to give Gene Silva problems. I never thought he was going to give Gene Silva problems. I always thought that was an easy win for Gene Silva. Dober, it was a doctor stoppage. He didn't finish Dober. Plus, I know he had 2 broken hands, though. But that win hasn't aged well because Dober is now, like, washed. Jourdain, he knocked out in the second round pretty well. Jourdain was low-key undersized, though, for featherweight. And then Wilson is who? So, man, this is the toughest fight of the card to predict. I'm just going to be here all day. If this video ends up being like 40 minutes, it's because of this fight. It's because of this fight. Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva. Fuck. Like, I don't even... Just for the memes, I want Bryce Mitchell to win. But obviously, it's better for the sport if Gene Silva were to win and just keep going on this crazy run. And it makes more sense, doesn't it? Just that's how these fights go sometimes. Sometimes the MMA gods, it just makes more sense for Gene Silva to just get a first-round knockout. But Bryce Mitchell, he's locked in. His head movement was all right against Ilya until he got knocked out, though. Well, he didn't get knocked out. He got subbed. That's the thing. He didn't get flatlined by Topuria either. He did get like dropped really bad and then subbed. I guess Topuria probably could have finished him if he kept just raining down shots. Emmett flatlined him, but that was like the most insane punch you've ever seen. Emmett probably flatlined Eugene Silva. Emmett flatlines any fighter on the planet except for like maybe a heavyweight or light heavyweight with that shot. He probably flatlines Anthony Smith with that shot. Oh, definitely. My grandma could be Anthony Smith. But Gene Silva, Bryce Mitchell, man. Fuck. I'll go Bryce Mitchell. No. I don't. I kind of want Bryce Mitchell to win for the lulz, but I have to take that, like, I have to be unbiased in my pick here. Realistically, okay, and Bryce is the underdog, by the way. Realistically, he's not subbing Gene Silva. I just can't see Bryce Mitchell subbing Gene Silva. He hasn't subbed. Look at the fight he had with Dan Ige, right? But I think Gene Silva's a lot better than Dan Ige. Like, a lot better. He's more dynamic. He's got better finishing instincts. Bryce Mitchell. I'm going to go Gene Silva first round knockout. I'm sorry, Bryce Mitchell. No, I'm not. I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell. No, I'm going to go Gene Silva. Oh my God, I can't pick. You guys have to pick in the comments. I can't pick this fight. Oh my God, I can't pick this fight. Because it's like, Bryce has beaten good guys, but he's also like had really like again, that fight with Dan Ige, super close. Gene Silva's better than Dan Ige, and Dan Ige was piecing up Mitchell at times. You know what I mean? Silva has power that like we haven't seen in a while. Flatlines people. So with that being said, I'm going Bryce Mitchell by 30-20. No, I'll go. You know what? I'll go Bryce Mitchell 29-28. Very close decision. But if it's a close decision, do you think they're going to give it to Bryce Mitchell, though? That's the thing. If it's a close decision, they're giving it to Gene Silva. I'll go Bryce Mitchell decision. Fuck it. I'm gonna put all my chips on black. Yeah, brother. All my chips on. I'm going Bryce Mitchell. He's not subbing Gene, but he'll do all right on the feet. He'll be very smart defensively. His grappling will be good. He'll rain down some shots, hopefully from the top. Pause. And Gene Silva is going to... bro, this is not going to be one of those fights where Gene Silva is going to be high-fiving Bryce Mitchell. No, bro. He's not going to catch Bryce Mitchell with that crap. And I think Bryce Mitchell is going to... He's locked in, bro. Bryce Mitchell is locked in, bro. I don't think this guy's ever been this locked in. He's still relatively young as well. He's had really good opponents. That's the thing with Bryce. It's not like... If you actually look at Bryce's career... Dude, he's faced, like, really good names, like Josh Emmett, Edson Barboza, Dan Ige, like, you know, Ilya Topuria. Like, it's not really, like, he's not... I know his last fight was Kron Gracie, but everyone shitted on that fight. Whereas Gene Silva, it's like, okay, look what he's doing to these guys, but look at who he's doing it to. Drew Dober, it's like that didn't age well. Bryce Mitchell beats Drew Dober, in my opinion. I know they're not even in the same division, but... Still, if he went up, he probably would beat Drew Dober by maybe a decision. He wouldn't knock him out or anything. Bagdasarian, it's like, oh, you beat Bagdasarian. Jourdain, I'm a fan of Jourdain, but smaller guy for featherweight. I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell. I think I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell, 29-28 decision. I don't think it'll be super close, but it'll be close enough to where people are like, you know, better luck next time, Gene Silva. It won't be a robbery, or Because you have to think, if it's a really close fight, they're giving it to Gene Silva. But if it's like maybe Silva won the first round, second round was close, Bryce clearly won the third, they'll just give it to Bryce. I don't know. I'll go Bryce Mitchell decision. Super hard fight to pick. I spent like an hour on that one. I've made up my mind on this one, though. Chandler versus Pimblett. I'm going with Chandler. I'm going with Big M Chandler, the abusive cop. No, I'm going to go Chandler. I think Chandler is going to actually knock out Paddy Pimblett in the first round. Wow, I know. I think he is. I think he's going to finish Paddy Pimblett. Actually, I'll go early round 2 KO for Chandler. I think Pimblett's good, but his striking is like, it doesn't, I don't watch his fights and I'm like, oh, his striking looks much improved since his last fight. Like, no, his striking looks the same since he's debuted until now. And his striking is not good, by the way. I'm saying that, like, his striking is atrocious. He leaves his chin up in the air. He also doesn't have, like, really any knockouts other than, like, his debut win, I believe, was a knockout. Yes, he's a really good submission artist, but Chandler's a lot stronger than Bobby Green, Bobby Green, not King Green, Bobby Green. I mean, let's look at Paddy's wins, right? Let's look at his wins. Chandler's better than King Green, Bobby Green. Why do I keep calling him King Green? Bobby Green. He's better than Green. He's better than Ferguson. He's better than Jared Gordon. Like, this is a jump up. I don't think people realize this is a massive, massive, massive jump up in competition. Like, Green is, like, Chandler knocks out Green in the first minute of the fight. You know what I mean? He beat Ferguson. He beats Jared Gordon. He beats Jordan Levitt. And like, these aren't that. Like, he KO'd Vendramini, however you say his name. He subbed Vargas in the first round. He subbed Levitt in the second round. But look who he's, like, look at these names I'm saying. Jordan Levitt compared to Michael Chandler. He's not beating Chandler, bro. He's not. Yeah, I'm gonna pick Michael Chandler. I think, yeah. I know that's a controversial pick, but I don't rate Paddy Pimblett. I really don't rate him. I think he's I take that back. I do rate him. I just, in this fight against a guy like Chandler who has insane strength, pound for pound, one of the strongest guys in the division, and this is a 5-rounder, which I found out, like, I believe last week. I'm pretty sure this is a 5-rounder, so I definitely favor Chandler in a 5-rounder than Paddy. Paddy's never had a 5-round fight in his whole career, in the UFC, that is. Chandler has insane power. Like, even if you want to go through Chandler's career and his losses and his wins a little bit, right? Okay, he lost to Oliveira, who he almost freaking knocked out in the 5th round. But yeah, he lost to Oliveira dominantly. But now he's back. Like, now this was in November. Now he's going to be active again. This was like a decent scenario for him because he got to fight for 5 rounds. And against Oliveira, who's a better submission specialist than Paddy, and he couldn't sub Chandler. You know? The Poirier fight. I know he got subbed by Poirier, but it's like, you know, it's fucking, I don't know, it's MMA guy. He almost knocked out Poirier, though. People never talk about that. When they talk about the Poirier fight, he almost finished Dustin. Ferguson he knocked out, but I don't count that. Gaethje went to war with. Almost finished Gaethje like once or twice in that fight. Oliveira, he almost finished in the first round. Dan Hooker, who apparently, I heard a rumor, something about Dan Hooker recently, that he likes prostitutes. It's in the name, right? No, he knocked out Dan Hooker in the first round too. So it's like, I mean, look at these names. Dan Hooker, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Tony Ferguson, Dustin Poirier, and Charles Oliveira again. Like, that's like Paddy Pimblett has never faced a guy even as good as Dan Hooker, bro. I'm going with Chandler, bro. Everyone wants to talk about, he only has 2 wins. Look at his opponents, though. He's faced, like, the greatest, like, lightweights ever. Like, back to back to back, by the way. Like, three times in a row. Like, I'm going Chandler fight, early second round knockout. Maybe I'll just stick to the first round knockout pick, honestly. Honestly, man, I could see it. Paddy leaves his chin up very easily. That sub against Bobby Green was good, but Chandler is super, super, super strong, man. So is Paddy. I know he's big for lightweight, but nah, bro, I'm gonna go Chandler. I'm gonna go Michael Chandler. I think he's got good enough strength and submission defense to stay in the fight. Even if Paddy somehow manages to take him down, which I can't even see that, to be honest. But if he does, Chandler's getting up. He's knocking out Paddy, bro. I don't know if this is a controversial pick. In fact, Chandler is actually the underdog looking at this. I'm going Chandler, bro. I'm going Chandler. I think that's the pick I'm most confident in this whole card. I'm more confident in this than the freaking Mitchell Gene Silva fight or any other fight. Or this fight. I've been debating this one for a while. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Man, Volkanovski is one of my favorite fighters of all time. Like ever. All time. I am a massive fan of Diego Lopez. I think he's a tremendous fighter. I think he will be a future champion, but I said future champion because I'm going with Alexander Volkanovski via 3-2, 4-1 decision. Either a 3-2 or a 4-1 decision, 49-46 or 48-47, 49-46. Yeah, it's going to be one of those it's going to be one of those from Volk. It's going to be one of those, I think. I do worry about his chin. But taking a year off is, in this case, is good, right? Obviously, in some instances, I'm like, dude, he's been out for too long. But Volk, man, he's been ready. He's been training. He's been locked in. Yes, he has been preparing for Ilia Topuria, but I don't really think that. It's not as if dude, he was preparing for Topuria. Now he has to face a Movsar Evloev. It's like, I know Diego and Ilia are not very similar, but it's also like they both are like power punchers. He was preparing for a power puncher. Now he's going to fight another power puncher. I'm very happy this fight is happening. I think it should have already been booked like months ago, by the way. Like, this should have been like Diego Volk, winner gets a title shot. I would have booked this a long time ago. I'm going to pick Volkanovski. I think Lopez is a tremendous fighter. He is improving every fight. Unlike Paddy Pimblett. His submission game is wicked. But I feel like as his competition has increased, his dominance has decreased, if that makes sense, right? Like, if you look at who he's fought, and even though I've done this whole video, I don't love to do the whole, but look at his last fights, because he's made improvements, right? But, like, he was on a crazy finishing streak. Pat Sabatini, first round, oh my God, he has a lot of first round knockouts, Jesus. Well, that's a sub. So he subbed Tucker, knocked out Sabatini, knocked out Sadiq Youssef. I remember that fight. That fight was going nuts. But then it's like, Dan Ige almost got you out of there in the third round. Then Ortega you almost beat. You almost knocked out, but then you kind of just couldn't. And you slowed down a bit and you gassed out a little bit. He did gas out a little bit. And he's going to lose those steam in his shots. And it's a 5-rounder against Volkanovski, one of the smartest fighters ever. And yes, Volk might be a step behind, but even Volk with the step behind might just do just enough to beat Diego Lopez, in my opinion, I think so. I think so. First round will be very tentative. Honestly, will it though? If I'm Diego Lopez, doosh, 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 just going forward and just trying to finish Volk. I know people are going to say that's stupid, but that's your best shot, in my opinion. In the first round, in the first or second round, is Diego Lopez's best shot at winning this fight. If it gets past that, he's losing. He won't have enough steam in his shots. He's going to gas out, and Volk is just too smart. Coming off of 2 knockouts is bad, but it took a year off. His chin should be good, right? You know, his chin should have regrown now. Nah. He's definitely been improving. Well, how much? No, Volk can't improve. Diego's been improving. I'm going to stick with Volk, though. I'm going to go. I almost convinced myself there to change my pick. I'm going to go with Volkanovski. 100%. Yeah, Volkanovski, I think the first round is going to be a bit whoa there. You know, like Diego might just throw some insane shots. I think Volk will do all right enough to not get tagged. He might get clipped with something where it's like, that was like, you know, Joe Rogan might overreact on commentary type of shot, or, you know what I mean? It might be one of those kinds of shots, but, dude, if it makes it past the first or second round, I think Volk's got this, man. I think Volk could mix in his grappling. Yes, Diego has submission, so he might have to be careful there. Volkanovski, that is, but still, I think he's gonna. He's got strength as well. Like, I don't know, can Diego outmuscle Volk? Volk outmuscled Makhachev at times, bro. You know? He's definitely going to be locked in. He's definitely going to be focused. I do worry because he is kind of overlooking Diego, because he's like, yeah, once I win the belt, I'm going to defend against Evloev and do this and that. I'm like, bro, let's get to this fight first. Obviously, I know he's confident. I'm going to pick Volk. I'm going to pick Volk by 3-2. 3-2 decision. Round 1, Diego Lopez will probably win. He'll be the aggressor. I think Volk will just keep him at bay enough. Round 2, I could see Diego also winning. I could see Diego mixing in the wrestling himself a little bit. I could even see 1 or 2 pretty good or close sub attempts, but not, like, it won't be enough. I think Volk will get out of those. But I just think once it gets to those later rounds, the championship rounds, that Volk has been there time and time and time and time again. He's been to those 5-round fights. He has some of the best cardio we've ever seen in the history of the sport. He doesn't really lose a lot of steam because his style, it's the reason Volk's style is so good is because it allows him to consistently fight the same way throughout the course of 25 minutes. Whereas Diego, it's not the same. Diego, if he tries to fight the way he fights in round 1 throughout the entirety of the fight for 25 minutes, it's like impossible. He throws too much steam behind his shots. And I just think Volk is going to be very patient. He's going to be able to be slick enough to not get caught, and he's going to be able to piece up Diego a little bit at times, to be honest with you. Maybe use his wrestling a bit. And I almost said I got Diego Lopez. Damn. Maybe I should pick him, right? Maybe that's like my subconscious telling me to pick Diego Lopez by like knockout. Why do I feel like he's gonna win? Why do I have a feeling Diego Lopez is gonna first round KO Volkanovski, bro? Like, if Volkanovski were to pull this off, it'd be one of the best comebacks in the history of the sport. Because, like, how many guys can get knocked out back-to-back twice at the age of, 35, 36? I'm going to go Volk, though. I don't care. I'm never switching up on my go. I almost just dropped my whole set. I'm never switching up on Volk. I don't care. I'm going to go Volkanovski via decision. Yeah, let me get out of here before I change my pick. Make sure you guys like and sub. What do you guys think of my picks? Do you guys agree? What are your guys' picks? Let me know in the comments. Become a member in the description. Let's go Volk, man. Oh, I'm pumped for this card. It's honestly a tremendous card. See you guys. Peace.